What if I told you that your 50s, 60s, and 70s aren't the beginning of the end? They're actually the beginning of your best. I know. The world doesn't always make that easy to believe. You've got a career that has demanded everything from you. You've given years, maybe even decades to this industry. And somewhere along the way, you started wondering, is this sustainable? Is this really what I want? Am I too old to start over or to do things differently? Today, we're going to flip that narrative. I'm going to share with you the mindset shift that has transformed the lives of the women I coach and the one that changed mine. Because I know that this season of your life holds more potential, more power, and more possibility than you've ever experienced before. So stay with me. This episode just might change everything. Are you a woman in real estate whose mind never stops, yet you still feel stuck? Do you struggle to unplug without guilt? Hi, I'm Lesa Frye, wife, mom, grandma, realtor for over 3 decades, and a certified life and business coach for women in real estate. I help high-achieving women build profitable, sustainable businesses without the burnout. If you're ready to trade overwhelm for clarity and create a business that honors your values and your life, you're in the right place. So take a deep breath, close those 12 browser tabs, and drop the hustle. It's time to experience balance as a woman in real estate. Before we get started, I want to interrupt with a special message just for you. So you're tired of feeling overwhelmed, stretched thin, and pulled in a million directions, but you keep telling yourself, I'll figure it out soon. Listen, friend, not by waiting. You don't need more time to think about it. You need clarity now. That's exactly what my private business reset consultation is designed to give you. No guessing, no Googling, no trying 10 different systems or planners. In one focused conversation, I help you get out of your head, cut through the noise, and clearly see what's actually driving the pressure in your business and what to do about it. You don't need to overhaul your entire life. You don't need a complicated strategy. You just need experienced support, a calm outside perspective, and a personalized plan that works for how you actually run your business. If you're ready to feel grounded, clear, and back in control, faster than you thought possible, head to lesafrye.com/diagnostic. That's LESAFRYE.com/diagnostic and book your private consultation today. Let's make this easier. Okay, let's get into today's episode. Welcome back, my balanced business women. I just celebrated my 62nd birthday this past weekend on Sunday, and this episode was put on my heart. This year was a bit quieter celebration for me. It just felt a little different. I decided to take some time and reflect on this question. And so now I'm going to pose the same question to you. When you look at where you are right now, in your business, in your career, in your life, how do you feel? Not what you think you should feel. How do you actually feel? If your honest answer includes words like exhausted, stuck, or like you're running out of time, I hear you. I honestly had some of those same thoughts, especially the I'm running out of time one. And what I discovered and what I want you to know is that feeling doesn't mean you're behind. It means you're ready for something different. I work with women in real estate who are exactly where you are, experienced, successful by every external measure, and yet they're tired. They're asking hard questions. They're wondering if there's something more or if this is just what it is. Today's episode is for you. We're talking about the single biggest mindset shift I've seen transform the lives of women in real estate in their 50s, 60s, and 70s. And it starts with dismantling a lie you've probably been telling yourself for a very long time. Here's the lie: that somehow, once you hit 50, 60, 70, the best years of your career are behind you. That starting over or starting fresh is for younger people. That if you haven't figured it out by now, you've missed your window. That it's too late to build something new, to set new boundaries, to ask for something different from your business and your life. Can I tell you where this lie comes from? It comes from a culture that worships youth and novelty. It comes from an industry, real estate, that can feel relentless, that rewards hustle over wisdom, that sometimes treats longevity as liability instead of the incredible asset it is. I presented at my real estate company-wide sales meeting last week, and my topic was the mindset of a top producer. The speaker after me was a young man in his 30s, and I think his topic was about flipping or investing in real estate. And he said that he'd been taking notes during my presentation and that he agreed with everything I said except about not needing to hustle. He said he didn't see how it's possible to succeed without hustle. And since it was no longer my turn to speak, I just left a comment in the chat. My comment was hard work versus hustle. There's a difference. To me, this was just a classic example of the hustle culture in this industry. Now, this lie also comes from years, decades maybe, of pouring into your work until you started to confuse your exhaustion with your ceiling. Let me say that again because it matters. You have been mistaking your exhaustion for your ceiling. Your tiredness is not evidence that you've peaked. It's evidence that you've been doing too much for too long without enough support, without enough boundaries, without enough alignment between what you're doing every day and who you actually are and what you actually want. That's not an ending. That's a diagnosis. And diagnoses, they're the beginning of healing. So if your 50s, 60s, and 70s aren't your ending, what are they? I believe with everything in me that this is our most powerful season. And here's why. First, you have something that cannot be bought, borrowed, or fast-tracked. You have wisdom. You have 10, 20, 30 plus years of navigating this industry. You've seen markets crash and recover. You have guided clients through the most significant financial decisions of their lives. You've built relationships that younger agents are still years away from having. That wisdom, it's currency. Real, valuable, irreplaceable currency. Second, you have clarity that most people spend their entire careers chasing. You know what you're good at. You know what drains you. You know what lights you up. You know, maybe even better than ever, what you want your life to look like. That kind of self-knowledge is a gift. And when you align your business with it, that's when things get extraordinary. Third, you have permission, finally, to stop doing things the way everyone else says they should be done. You've earned the right to build a business on your terms, to work with clients you love, to create income in a way that doesn't require you to sacrifice your health, your relationships, your peace of mind, to choose sustainability over hustle, to build a career that you actually want to show up for, not one you're just trying to survive. This season, this isn't the end. This is the part where you finally know enough about yourself, about your work, about what matters, to build something truly extraordinary. Isn't that exciting? Okay, now let's get practical, because a mindset shift isn't just a nice idea. It's a daily choice. and I want to give you something you can actually work with. The shift I'm talking about is this: moving from scarcity to stewardship. Scarcity says, I'm running out of time, I'm falling behind, I should have more by now. Scarcity compares you to others. Scarcity keeps you chasing instead of choosing. Stewardship says, I am the steward of my experience, my wisdom, my energy, my time, and my gifts. And my job, my privilege actually, is to use them well. When you operate from stewardship, everything changes. You stop taking every client and start choosing clients who align with your values. You stop saying yes to everything and start saying yes to what actually serves your goals. You stop working harder to prove yourself and start working smarter because you trust yourself. You stop waiting for permission to do things differently, and you give that permission to yourself. So here's the question I want you to sit with this week. What would change in my business if I treated my experience, my wisdom, my time, my energy, as my greatest asset instead of a resource I'm running out of? Write it down. Journal on it. Bring it into your prayer time or your meditation, because the answer will tell you something important about where you are and where you're being called to go. So that question again, in case you missed it: what would change in my business if I treated my experience, my wisdom, my time, my energy as my greatest asset instead of a resource I'm running out of? Now, I'd be doing you a disservice if I didn't acknowledge what gets in the way of this shift, because it's real and it's worth naming. The first thing that gets in the way is fear. It's fear that if you slow down, you'll fall behind. Fear that if you set boundaries, you'll lose clients. Fear that if you ask for something different, people will think you're not serious or not committed. Fear that it really is too late. Here's what I want to offer you about fear. Fear is almost always a signal that something matters to you. The fact that you're afraid of making a change in your business means you care about your business. The fear isn't the problem. Letting it make all of your decisions, that's the problem. The second thing that gets in the way is identity. When you've been the top producer, the hardest worker, the one who always delivers, your identity gets wrapped up in that. And when you start talking about balance or boundaries or doing less, it can feel like you're betraying something about who you are. But here's what I know. You are so much more than your production numbers. Your identity is not your volume. Your value is not your availability at 10 p.m. You are a whole person with a life, a family, dreams, and gifts that extend far beyond what you sell. Claiming that wholeness, that's not a betrayal of who you are. That is finally becoming who you're meant to be. And the third thing that gets in the way is not having a plan. A mindset shift without a strategy is just a feeling. And feelings, as beautiful as they are, don't build businesses. What builds businesses is clear decisions, consistent action, and support. And that's where I come in. And that's actually what I want to talk with you about in just a moment. I want to close the content portion of today's episode with this. I am 62 years old. Happy birthday to me. I've been in real estate for 35 years, and I can tell you from the inside of this season of life that the woman I am today, the clarity I have, the boundaries I've built, the joy I feel in my work, none of that was available to me at 30 or 40. I had to earn it. I had to live through the hard parts to understand what I actually wanted. And I had to make the shift from chasing success to building a life I actually love. And ladies, that's what I want for you. Not more hustle, more alignment. Not more sacrifice, more joy. Not more grinding through another year. A real beginning. A beginning that's rooted in everything you've already built and everything you're still becoming. You're not too old. I'm not too old. We're not too old. You're not too tired. You're not too far gone. You are exactly where you're supposed to be, at the threshold of something extraordinary. Your 50s, 60s, and 70s are not the end, my friend. They are your best beginning, and it starts right now with the decision to believe that. If today's episode resonated with you, if you felt something shift, or if it confirmed what you've already been feeling, I invite you to take the next step. I offer a business reset consultation, a focused one-on-one conversation where we look at where you are, where you want to be, and what's getting in the way. No fluff, no pressure, just clarity and a path forward. You can book yours at lesafrye.com/diagnostic. That's LESAFRYE.com/diagnostic. And I'll be sure to put the link in the show notes. Ladies, if you have a colleague or a friend who needs to hear today's message, a woman in real estate who's at this same crossroads, or for that matter, any woman in business, please share this episode with her. You might be the reason she starts her best beginning today. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I'm honored to be in your earbuds, and I'll see you next week. Make it a great day on purpose. Hey ladies, I hope today's episode gave you something to think about and a little more breathing room as you move through your week. If it resonated, I'd love for you to share it with a friend, hit follow, and take a moment to leave a review. Your reviews mean the world to me, and they help more women find this podcast. For more support and connection, you're welcome to join my free Facebook community at bit.ly/thebalancedbusinesswoman, where we continue these conversations together. That link will be in my show notes. Until next week, take care of yourself. And remember, your business should fit your life, not the other way around.